Hi everyone, it's Julia from Little Shop of Nerds, and today Mike's not able to make it, but we have a special guest that arrived.
Whoa, 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 where's the fucking hose at? Okay. Whoa, 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 whoa. What a party.
Yeah, so today Santa is joining me for this special video.
Whoa, whoa, yeah. Okay.
And looks like Santa brought some gifts, but how about we save that for, the end of the video?
Okay.
Don't want to spoil it. So let me go ahead and let me get up the hint for this week. And the hint for this week was kids ignore every important thing you say, then recall with painful accuracy every incriminating word you've uttered in the last 5 years. So that is from the 2022 movie, which was a sequel to A Christmas Story Christmas. Sorry, it's a sequel to A Christmas Story. It's called A Christmas Story Christmas. Got anything to say, Santa, on that?
I have to say that movie could. Excuse me. Sorry, I had a little too much to drink, and I did not fly drunk. Chestnut is doing the flying.
Who's Chestnut?
Oh, that's my other elf. He likes to blaze a couple of times. Cool dude.
Oh, I thought it was another reindeer.
You would think he's trying. Look, he's a little sensitive about his name. Just remember, when he passes the blunt, just smoke it. He'll be fine.
Okay, what other elf names do you have, Santa?
Well, there's Toki. There's Snow Blizz. You know what
Snowbliss?
he lived through the 80s. You know what I mean.
Oh, okay.
A lot of horse.
Oh, okay. So, anyways, like I said, A Christmas Story Christmas is a sequel to the classic A Christmas Story. This takes place roughly about 20 to 30 years after the original Christmas Story. And Ralphie is all grown up now and has a family of his own with a wife and 2 kids. And he's also a struggling writer. Now, the cool thing about this movie is that they brought back the original cast from A Christmas Story. All except for the father. The father died. So that's actually how the movie opens.
What about the mother?
What about the mother?
I don't think that was the same woman.
It might. Yeah, I think it might. I think they might have gotten a different mom too. That I'm not 100% sure on. Because she did seem a little different than how she did act in A Christmas Story. So I think they got a different person for that too. But it opens up with Ralphie and his family waking up before Christmas, and they took Ralphie was able to, or his wife agreed that Ralphie could take a year off to pursue writing, and if he wasn't published by the end of the year, he had to go back into the workforce.
That reminds me, I tried to write a story. Penguin Punishment won't take it.
Oh, what was it about?
I call it 50 Shades of Candy Cane. The 50th part, you strap something on.
Oh, okay.
Hey, you should see Mrs. Claus with Krampus. And he takes his job seriously.
You let your wife sleep with Krampus?
I watch.
Okay, apparently Santa's a cock.
Yep.
Okay, so, anyways, so he writes, he's taking a year off. He gets a phone call from his mom saying that his dad had passed away, because every year his dad and his mom come visit them in Chicago where he lives, but after that, they go back to their hometown, or go back to Ralphie's hometown, and, go back to the old house and everything, and Ralphie is tasked with making this the best Christmas ever, because that's what his dad did, was he just tried to make the best Christmas ever that they possibly could for them.
It must be great to own a house in this economy.
You own a big giant workshop, Santa, in the North Pole.
I rented.
Oh, do you?
Let's just say Santa had to pay a few things off, and also plus royalties and
Well,
plus labor force. I tell you, I had to pay 30 more percent in gumdrops. Those fucking elves.
okay, Santa. So they go back home. And I mean, this also takes place in like the 70s. If I didn't mention that before.
Make a little dance. Make
So
a
also, I forgot to mention this, but Ralphie's car sucks. So they put an.
Must be made by General Motors.
It was, I think, a Plymouth.
Could be General
So
Motors.
how Ralph, like the radiator was going bad, so how they fixed it was they would crack an egg into the radiator. I don't know if that's actually a thing or not.
I could be. A lot of weird shit happened during the 70s.
That is true.
And again,
I wasn't alive in the 70s.
Then again, I went to weird stuff for a couple of months. A lot of acid.
Okay, so apparently Santa likes to party. Before we go any further, Noelle is here for a visit, and Noelle has a cone on her head because she decided that she stinks for some reason. She decided that she was going to lick her incision after she got spayed, and she got an infection. So,
Well, at least took good care of your gut and follow Bob Barker's advice. I tell you, that Bob Barker was a good guy.
yeah, I don't know why she smells odd right now, but So, anyways, they make it back to their old house. Ralphie starts preparing for Christmas. They're eating casserole. It was weird, some weird tasting some weird combinations of casserole. But then after that, just Ralphie just gets up to shenanigans. We meet Flick and Schwartz again. Schwartz is unemployed and lives with his mom. And
like many Gen Zers.
Flick owns a bar, a tavern that he inherited from his dad.
And every millennial.
And he just kind of starts to reconnect with his friends. We meet a new character named Larry, which turned out to be the quarterback for their football team.
He does look like a quarterback from football. It looks like he peaked a little too much. And Joey, be a good dog. I'll give you a nice bone this year. Maybe a steak.
Yeah. So, they start coming up with plans, on what to do for Christmas, like sledding, ice skating. There's
Party in USA.
Something to do with buffaloes.
Buffalo wings. Wait. Oh, I want some.
What?
Oh, you said buffalo wings. I wanted some buffalo wings.
No, I said something to do with buffaloes.
We can go to Buffalo, get wings.
You mean Buffalo Wild Wings?
That too. Let's go.
Are you paying?
I'm kind of scrap on cash right now. Let's just say I had a little fun partying with the Tooth Fairy and the Easter Bunny. And let's just say also Father Time did a little too much Jello shots on Mother Nature. Let's just say that. And that's why we got so much cold weather in Ohio past couple of weeks.
Okay. So, anyways, they start, a lot of stuff happens, like, things go wrong, some things don't go wrong. Ralphie, he goes back to the bar with his 10-year-old son. And
sounds like every boomer child.
Yeah, and, actually, that comes later. So, they, there's just so much shenanigans. Like, I don't even think I can keep them in order because seems like it's just one bad thing after another. So it's like Ralphie goes up to get the Christmas tree and he finds a fake Christmas tree which there was a callback to the yellow bunny suit that he got or the red or pink bunny suit he got for Christmas as a 10-year-old boy.
And if you wear a bunny costume, I tell you, the Easter Bunny gets pissed. And I have to hear the whole thing throughout the night. That's why I always have to take double shots. We get Easter Bunny, it's racist towards you.
Okay, Santa, whatever you say.
Yep.
So,
Damn
and then
wokeness.
then you see the lampshade to the leg lamp that his dad got, and that is my dog.
It's okay.
Barking at something.
It's okay.
And okay, calm down.
I'll give you a steak.
So Chewy, stop. Calm down.
He comes.
So then he sees his first typewriter because he was tasked with writing the obituary for his father because he's the writer of the family.
Right.
So
I haven't seen much bullcrap since the Zack Snyder version of the DCU.
yeah, so I should probably mention this, that every publishing house has turned down Ralphie's story because it was like 2,000 pages long. And
much longer than J.J.R. Tolkien.
One of the publishers had told him that you could cut it down to 1,000 pages and it would still be too wordy. So,
wordy? Have you ever talked to Stephen King? That bastard can't keep shit short.
I mean, this was Stephen King, I think, did start publishing in the 70s. 70s or the 80s.
And he's a good writer, but the dude needs to get to the fucking point once in a while.
Okay. So,
need a fucking haircut.
So, to keep this short, because we don't want it to get too long, and it looks like Santa brought gifts, these aren't going to be in order of what happened, but this is basically the shenanigans that went down. So, Sandy, which is Ralphie's wife, she sprains her ankle. His daughter gets hit in the face with a snowball when they go shopping. So then they have to go to the ER for that. Well, they had just gone Christmas shopping while the kids were visiting Santa, and their trunk sucks, and their trunk just opened up while they were inside, and their presents got stolen. So
assholes who steal kids.
So then that's when they end up taking Ralphie ends up taking his 10-year-old son to, I think his name was Mark, to the bar, and then they go to the sledding thing because Schwartz hasn't been paying Flick for his alcohol and stuff like that, and he has quite a tab, built up.
I know I have a tab built up, but at least I try to pay it. Hello. No, well, be a good kitty, I'll give you a fish.
And so, they go to this, I don't remember the name of it, but it's called the Ramp, that's what it was. And it was like some sort of like failed experiment that gets really, really slippery during the winter.
And I heard it's left by the government.
Yeah, and
the government knows how to leave a lot of shit unknown.
Yeah, so I guess some people do try to ride it every year, and a lot of people get hurt. So Schwartz does it this time because Flick triple dog dared him to go down this ramp, and he would get rid of his tab. So
hey, as long as that gives away a debt, it works.
Yeah, so he goes down it. He flies up in the air. He falls down, hurts his back, and then all the drunk pub goers just start stealing sleds from children, and they're going down the hill, not the ramp, just the hill next to it. and they're bashing into things, cars, benches, that type of thing. Then his son Mark does it and runs into it looks like a fence and broke his arm. So the Bumpuses are actually they're still next door. They have a son. I can't remember his name, but he like kind of becomes friends with them. They do have bullies riding around on a snowmobile. They go around destroying people's snowmen. So what happened? We find out later that those kids belong to Scud Farkas, which was Ralphie's bully.
And yet, Lucas played on Freddy versus Jason.
Yeah. So let's go back a little bit. So when the kids are playing, like the kids build a snowman, and the kids run into it with their snowmobile. And so then later they decide that they're going to deal with the they're going to deal with the bullies on their own. So what they ended up doing was there was a stump in the front yard. They built a snowman over the stump, so when the bullies came to run into it, they ran into the stump instead and destroyed their snowmobile. And then they, one of them pissed themselves. And
Okay, we all piss ourselves. Not me, since the 1977, still going strong. But I know who did. And I'm going to keep it a secret.
Okay, apparently Santa has secrets now.
Well, let's just say I'm not back in Little Italy in New York. I know a guy. Good gin maker.
Oh, okay, Santa. Okay, so the kids basically took matters in their own hands and had done this. There was at one point where Julie, which was the daughter, she is blackmailing the Bumpus kid.
Like every government agent.
Because she's looking for something for Ralphie. So when they had gone shopping and they had gone up to see Santa, which was that you, Santa, or was that a fake Santa?
Okay. It'll come true. That wasn't me. Now, the malls we have a little agency, kind of like the CIA. Yes, we get the letters, but sometimes we don't get them through them all. That's why we have to use the Santas at the mall to help us out. And the guy from the last movie, I didn't hire him. That was HR's fault. It was the last minute deal. But still, nice guy. Knows how to he knows about good whiskey. So
Okay. So, anyways, they get up there. She asks him all these questions like longitude for the North Pole, how many reindeer there were. There was another question, I can't remember what it was, and then
was it something about whiskey?
No, it wasn't anything about whiskey.
Fuck that.
So then the last question was angel or star, because at her home in Chicago they use an angel, but when they put the tree up,
the three wise men.
What?
You said star, and I said the three wise men.
I hadn't said star yet.
Fuck that.
Okay, so anyways, like I said, in their home in Chicago, they use an angel, but in their home, Ralphie's childhood home, they used a star. And he had to explain to her that in that city they used a star, because it was different from Chicago or something. But anyways, he answered star. What?
You said Chicago. I love that musical.
We're not talking about the musical Chicago.
Fuck Richard Gere singing.
We're talking about the city Chicago.
Still a nice city to get hot dogs.
Have you even been there, Santa?
Once or twice.
Okay. I've been there once. So anyways, they, she tells him what she wants because she believes that it's the real Santa. They go down the slide because it's at Higbee's, just like in the original show. So they so then we meet. So then their star on Christmas Eve, their star falls off and breaks, and
Like every relationship.
so then Julie gets upset because no star means no Santa.
But shit, I still come with. There's even people who don't celebrate Christmas.
Okay.
Lots of stuff.
And so Ralphie ends up leaving, and he ends up breaking into Flick's shop and steals the star in Flick's bar that was on Flick's Christmas tree.
Asshole! Never steal from your fellow bar.
And then that's when we find out that Scud Farkus is there. Scud Farkus catches him. Find out that Scud Farkus is now a police officer. So the whole entire time that they're in the car, they're like, Scud Farkus is being very suspicious, being very sus, because Ralphie's like, great, now I'm going into jail. I'm going to be in there for like 10 years because I stole. And he goes past the police department, and Ralphie's like, why'd you go past the police department? He's like, don't worry about it. And Ralphie's like, ah, shit, now he's going to kill me. So he actually takes him home. Scud Farkus does, and he's like, you beat some sense into me to make me want to change the way that, you basically made me change, and basically helped him get on the straight and narrow after Ralphie beat his ass back in the original. And he's like, then he talks about his children, how they're worse than he probably was. Doesn't say anything about the snowmobile that had broken in Ralphie's yard earlier that day.
The insurance cover it.
And
Assholes.
the next morning they wake up. It's Christmas Day. They wake up. Gifts are under the tree because Sandy was able to go out and get some more gifts with their limited amount of money after the original ones had been stolen. And then they found extra gifts, and come to find out that those gifts were actually from Ralphie's father before he had passed away. So they
Call
were
the Ghostbusters.
So they were able to open up those gifts along with the ones that Santa brought.
I can't. Whoever's doing my job, can you start Monday? I might have to go to rehab.
Okay, so it turns out, oh, I forgot to mention that Randy is not there at this point. You do see Randy, but Randy was in India trying to come, or he was trying to come home.
Asshole.
But he does show up on Christmas Day. Everybody starts showing up because Ralphie had written a story about his dad. It wasn't the obituary, it was him, which he never got around to actually writing. But the paper needed the obituary, so Sandy took the story in, and they said, well, it's not an obituary, but they still ran it as like a front page story, and then it became syndicated. So then all of the papers in the United States was going to be showing the story. So now basically Ralphie is a published writer. He kept his promise that he would be published by the end of the year. And so then he could, focus on being a writer. And, people were showing up to have, to eat and just, spend time together. They finished up all the casseroles so they could eat the turkey, which that turkey did not look good at all.
It could. Good deep fried it.
I don't think they did deep fried turkey in the 70s.
Fuck them, someone should have invented that thing. Hell, or even smoke.
And I don't think they could do that either in the 70s. Deep frying and smoking sounds like something that just came about like within the last like 20-ish years.
You should Google it.
Okay.
Fuck you.
Okay. So, anyways, that's basically how it ended. I watched this last year, or it might have been the year before. I watched it when it came out, and it was okay when I first watched it. I did enjoy it a little bit more this time around than I did the last time I watched it. But it's still not that great. So I'm going to go ahead and give this week's hint before Santa shows us his Christmas gifts. So next week's hint is going to be, let me move Noel here. Next week's hint is going to be canned meat. So you can just imagine what that's going to be. Okay, Santa, show me what you brought me.
Okay, just give me a moment here.
Oh, it sounds like there's a lot of stuff in there.
Maybe. Oh, nope. Merry Christmas.
A buzzball? Why is it empty?
Yeah, I needed some Irish coffee.
Okay.
Like,
Santa, why is it half empty?
like a sad party with Father Time, Mother Nature, Easter Bunny, and the FT. She likes me calling that though. What? Uh,
Oh, a cheap bottle of wine. Thanks, Santa.
Fuck $5. Fuck you.
A half box of cocktail mixes.
Oh yeah, we had a couple cocktails last night.
Oh.
There's something to go for it. Fuck you! Coke, you owe me billions.
And there's a Coke with Santa.
They owe me billions for my likeness.
Well, thanks, Santa. For the empty buzz ball, the half-drunk bottle, or the half-drunk box of cocktail mixes, a half bottle of wine, and then a full bottle of cheap wine and a Coke.
No,
Thanks, Santa. That's a great Christmas gift.
no problem. Can I see your half bottle of wine, please?
This one?
We're all robo.
Okay, so apparently Santa is now out of commission. So, anyways, like and subscribe. Put it in the comments below if you've seen A Christmas Story Christmas, and we will talk to you later. Okay, bye.